Hey everybody, Rick here with Departure Heaven. Today's date is the 25th of September. Folks, I'm going to start off right off the bat. I am not phased one bit of the rapture not coming on the 23rd or the 24th. Okay? I was really more or less, I'm looking at the signs of the times of what Jesus has instructed us to do. In other words, I'm looking at the wars and rumors of wars. Than looking for a specific date, okay? And I feel pretty bad for some people out there that really went overboard and sold their car, gave away their savings. There's videos surfacing everywhere of people's testimonies, or well, not really testimonies, but videos of them saying that they're having a horrible time of their life now because it didn't happen for them as they thought they would. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to, give my full remarks on it. It's better just to keep them to myself, okay? But I will say this, that you should never rely on one person setting a particular day and hour and date, okay, and pinning all your hopes on one person to get the date of the rapture right. Because what if that person's wrong and you see the repercussions? And I've warned on this many times over the past year, okay? Even on one of my recent live Prophecy Monday shows, I've warned on it. And I've had somebody come on there and correct me and then leave on my show. And now that person is pretty much, I warned that person as well. And now they found out that, that's what happens, okay? In other words, they found out that it didn't happen. No rapture happened. And they found out, and they're like, wow, I probably should have, heed the warnings. A lot of people warned these people that stop it, Jesus instructed us to look at the signs, folks. Look at the signs. Stick to the scriptures, folks. Jesus said, when you see these things begin to happen, then look up, for your redemption draws nigh. That's the rapture of the church. Don't pin all your hopes on a certain day because someone said it's coming on that day. Because what if they're wrong? I'm just being logical here. This is common sense, folks. Simple common sense. Okay? Are you going to rely on one person to get it for the day of the rapture, or are you going to rely on the Bible and what God told us to look for? I think it's pretty obvious. The Bible. You look at the Bible for when the rapture's coming. There's no specific date in the Bible. It doesn't say September 23rd in the Bible. Nowhere. Okay? But it does tell us how near the rapture would be by looking at the signs. Okay? Plus, it destroys the imminency of the rapture. The rapture is imminent. It can happen any day, folks. It cannot happen just on one day. In other words, it's not all centered on just one day, and then we have to wait 12 more months, in other words, for that day to come back around again, or that time frame of that month, which most think Feast of Trumpets is the only time the rapture can happen. No, it can happen any day of the 365-day year that we're in, okay? That said, folks, do you want to know how near we are to the rapture? Please observe. I'm looking right now at an article. I'm staring at it right now. This was updated at 5:06 p.m. EDT time. Secretary of War summons all generals and admirals for a meeting next week. This is an emergency meeting, folks, okay? Now, some YouTubers are saying this is breaking news. A defense general or secretary calls urgent meeting to all generals and admirals for war. What else would they be calling those people for, folks? What else would they be calling them for? They're calling them up probably to discuss war plans, how they're going to deal with Russia, folks. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth announced all generals and admirals of the United States Armed Forces to a meeting next week at the Marines Corps base in VA, Quantico, Virginia. Top commanders in conflict zones and senior military leaders stationed throughout Europe, Middle East, and Asia Pacific region are among those to expect to attend. Heck, says at this meeting, everyone with a rank of brigadier general or above is expected to attend. This is basically called on a short notice without stated reason. This appears that the entire command structure of the United States military with all in one place at the same time early next week. Folks, what else could this be? This has to do with the ongoing situation with Ukraine and the Russian war. You know, Trump has repeatedly told that he doesn't want this war to continue in Ukraine. He wants it to stop now. Russia, came to the United States. It was all big smiles and handshakes. But then when he left the country, guess what happened? The bombs started flying into Ukraine again the very next day, folks. Okay? This is happening right now, right before our very eyes, that Russia is still bombing Ukraine as I speak right now. I think they're meeting to come up with an emergency plan how they're going to stop Russia. Article 4 has been activated from what I've been hearing. I even heard rumors of Article 5 that might be activated. Do you know what Article 5 will do, folks? It'll bring about the NATO countries going against Russia. That includes the U.S. We will be attacking. All of us will have to stop Russia. And I don't think it'll be this proxy stuff to Ukraine. I think we will skip over Ukraine and hit Russia directly. Okay? Russia's got warheads, lots of them, lots of ICBM missiles in the ground. They have the biggest nuclear weapon stockpile in the world. I believe it's somewhere around 5,000 plus warheads. I think there's 3,000 or 2,000 on standby. The others are on reserved. In other words, they have 2,000 at a hair trigger moment. In other words, they can press the button right now and they're ready. They're hot. They're ready to go. And also Russia now also has not only that, they have this Sarmat 2000 or Sarmat 3000. I don't know the exact model number, but it's a large, super big missile. They call it it's Satan. That's what they call it or something. The tip of it can hold a payload of 12 warheads. Each warhead is yielded at 500 megatons, folks. That's like 5 times Hiroshima. If just one of those gets out and hits a country a state in the United States, it'll wipe out just about half of that state. And all the people inhabitants in that state will probably be dead. Millions will die instantly from the blast and the radiation flash. For miles, things would burn. And not only the radiation sickness of the fallout would kill millions more. That's just one warhead, folks. Russia has more than a bunch. I think they have 12 in their arsenal of those gigantic Sarmat missiles. But they also have all their warheads in the ground, all their ICBMs. They also have Minuteman missiles. They also have submarines with warhead missiles on them, mounted with warheads. We have a war front opening possibly up down by Cuba. Again, down there, Russia may have their hand in this because I heard months ago that they were doing exercises down there with China. They're already positioned. Why do you think they're really there, folks? In my opinion, I think they're there in case they have to do an attack on the United States. They're strategically positioning themselves already. Well, they're saying they're doing exercises. Of course they are. But they're also staying there to be ready. Well, now where we might hit Venezuela to do regime change in Venezuela. I cannot believe I've been talking for 10 minutes. That's really fast, the time. Let me say this. That's a war front that can open up. But I heard something about Russia may get involved in that. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just saying what I heard. If I'm misinformed, correct me. Folks, if this happens, you know, at a football game, a big one, a good game, you know how riots start there, folks. Okay? One aside against the other. One person, all they have to do is punch somebody on the other side of the team. And it's on. Everybody will start swinging at the same time. That is what I think. It's the same like nature, folks. When one country starts bombing another, and then everybody thinks it's wartime, that's when all the countries start fighting at the same time. It will trigger a domino effect. Israel, I believe, will then be attacked by all sides because we'll be bogged down with Russia, and Iran will have open season on Israel, be able to hit them. So that front will happen there. Another front will happen down with Venezuela. You got Russia and USA going at each other. You got all these ICBMs coming out of the ground. Folks, we have a higher chance of a nuclear war happening than the rapture happening right now. Now, I know you're saying, well, wait a minute. It contradicts what you're saying about the imminency of rapture. Hold that thought. I'm going to tell you why. Because the whole entire world is set up for the Antichrist appearing. The third temple is about, I think they're getting ready to build it, or they've already started. I don't know. They erected roadway signs by their Department of Transportation in Israel. So it matches their regular highway signs. They're the same. Saying temple is this way, third temple is that way. Go look it up. It's on YouTube. They're getting ready to build the third temple, folks. That requires hundreds of people to build it. Electricity, gas, a working economy, machinery. Okay? That can't work if the whole planet's been destroyed by a nuclear war, folks. Everybody's going to have to be there to create that building, to build that temple. Everything else in the world, the economical beast that's coming, where people can't participate in the economy unless they get the mark, that all has to be there. Dude, listen to me. This whole world has to be here for all the stuff for this thing to happen. If it's all blowing up from a nuclear war and everybody's almost dead, that can't work. This tribulation can't happen. It'd be a planet of ruins and dead people everywhere. You might as well say the worst part of the tribulation's already happened, if that happens. Now, remember when I said the rapture, that we have a higher chance of a nuclear war happening than the rapture? Watch this carefully. The rapture comes, folks, okay? I believe right at the time the bombs come down. Now, you're probably saying, well, then that means the nuclear war started. Everybody's going to die. Yeah. But I believe that, like a referee comes out and stops the fight, I believe that the Antichrist will be that referee. For the Antichrist to come out and stop this war from becoming a nuclear war, we must be raptured first, folks. We must go up in the clouds. Then shall the wicked one be revealed. The holy restrainer is us. So the more closer we get to nuclear war, the closer the rapture comes. They're a together event, folks. So watch this whole situation with NATO and Article 5 and the Russia. It's getting hot right now. It's getting ready to pop off, the whole thing. That's how I know we are very, very close to going home. Okay? This war is too hot for this to go on forever. I think it's going to be, see, I can't set any time frames, but then everybody will accuse me of setting dates. Let me just be on the safe side. It's very, very, very near. I'll let you figure that out. When you're seeing articles like this points to the imminent rapture of the church. So guys, those of you out there that might see this video and you were relying on the 23rd or the 24th, and your hopes have all been smashed, you should not, there is no way. That doesn't mean it's not ever coming, folks. Don't discredit the rapture now. We just got closer to the rapture today, and tomorrow will be even a day closer. Okay? So, really, you should be more excited as we draw closer to nuclear war for the rapture to happen. So, as this nuclear war escalates, as we get, and I won't call it a nuclear war as it hasn't gone nuclear, but as it escalates, the closer we get. Now, does God have to rapture his church a couple weeks before it happens? He doesn't have to, but he could. We could be out here today or tomorrow or any day. That's how imminent it is. The nuclear war, I believe the Lord will call his church out before it goes nuclear. That's as simple as that. So, wipe away your tears, folks. The ones that are really upset about this, the big letdown. And stay excited. Stay looking up. Keep looking up. Keep your hope. Don't lose hope. And you cannot have any hope at all if, this what brings me to this, if you do not have the blood of Jesus Christ in your heart. If you do not know Jesus Christ, there is no hope for you going up in the rapture. You will be left behind. So today is the day of salvation. If you do not believe, folks, in Jesus Christ that died for your sins, he took the penalty for you. He took the beating for us. You will not, your feet will not leave the ground and go up in the heavens, in the clouds with us to be with God for eternity in Jesus. Do it today, folks. Accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. He is the only way to heaven, folks. You cannot go to heaven without him. There is no other way to heaven but through Jesus Christ only, folks. John 3:16, read it. This is the only way. And those of you out there there's a small handful of people that say they're not ready to go up in the rapture yet. They got other things they want to do on this earth. If you even seen just a glimpse of the kingdom of heaven and what we got in store for us, even just a little glimpse, you would be like, oh, I can't wait to get there. Forget about all that stuff that I want to do here. And some people think they're real comfortable in this world. They're not in a big hurry to get out of here. Well, look around. Look all around you, folks. Look how bad this world is. Do you want to stay here in this world with all the stuff that's going on? It seems like it's getting crazier every month. Why would you want to be in a world like that? Okay? So get excited, folks. Okay? Get excited. And be patient. Get out there and tell others about the return of Christ. Tell others about who he is, what he did for us 2,000 years ago. And tell others that come from one another the words. Jesus said to do that. That we are to instruct everybody to tell them the good news that Jesus is coming. And he's coming any day now. But this world here, we're all tired. We want to go home. We don't really want to be in this world anymore. But you know what? We are to occupy here and be busy for the Lord and be about his business every single day while we wait for the rapture. Stay busy. Run that last lap till we get to the finish line. Go out and be busy for God until the rapture comes. We don't have much time left, folks. All right. And remember to tune in next Monday on Prophecy Mondays. We will be live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Subscribe. Hit subscribe. All right? Follow us on Rumble. Okay? Rumble channel. Follow us on there. It's where we're showing our Prophecy Mondays for the moment until we get our streaming rights back on YouTube. And people say I owe an apology. Some people are leaving comments that I haven't apologized yet. For what? I wasn't the one that set the date of the rapture. Joshua did. I didn't do that. What do I have to apologize for? I'll tell you what. I'm sorry if I kind of went along with it. saying it could happen on the 23rd, or I hope Joshua's right. I will apologize for that. If that's what you're saying I need to apologize for, I am sorry for those people that heard me say that and they took that and ran with it. I apologize for that if it hurts your feelings that it didn't happen. But remember this, don't look at me and rely on me for the day of the rapture. All I am is a messenger to tell you what is coming. All we do is warn you. We're watchmen and watchwomen on the wall all we do is tell you what is coming and how to escape it. Okay? I don't come on my channel setting a solid date saying he's 1,000,000,000% chance he's coming. I have never done that and I never will do that. Okay? And if my channel has caused any hurt to anybody and hurt anybody's feelings, I'm just going to flat out apologize if I did. I meant no harm by that. All I was doing is relaying what I've been hearing. That's all I was doing. Okay? I love you. I don't want to see anybody perish. Come to Jesus Christ now. My biggest message to you tonight is to come to Jesus and keep looking up. There is still hope, folks. There is still hope. I love you. Have a good night, guys, wherever you're at in the world. God bless you. Take care.